Hi, my name is Scott McLean. I'm the proprietor at Call to Creation. We're a cycling specific photography company out of Orange County, California. Today I want to talk about the F-Stop backpacks that we're using. Previously we were using the Guru. The last generation Guru backpack was a great pack for us. However, recently required some new equipment, including the 1DX body, which was a little bit deeper than we could fit into a medium ICU inside that Generation Guru. So we looked into some of the bigger packs that F-Stop had, and we narrowed it down to these two packs. This is the Loka UL and the new Tilopa. Right off the bat, we noticed that the Tilopa was a very large pack. In fact, let's go over some of those features really quick. It certainly has the space that we needed to fit the new 1DX body. In terms of depth, we were using a Pro ICU to go along with it. We had tons of additional space inside both the main compartment and of course all the auxiliary pockets on the outside, as well as the top pouch. We noticed the new material is outstanding in the Tilopa. It's thick. You can feel the waterproof membrane. Actually, it's tangible with to the touch. And in terms of size, I was able to fit 1DX with a 70-200 attached, a 5D Mark III with a 17-40 attached, a Quantum Q-Flash Trio Basic strobe, along with a Turbo 3 battery, and of course the connectors and triggers to go along with that, spare batteries, a 15-inch MacBook Pro, a 3-liter water hydration bladder, a first aid kit, a jacket, and enough clothes, including undergarments for 3 days, all into this backpack. And the best part was flying out of Long Beach to San Jose, I was able to take this whole pack with all of that as a carry-on, with no questions asked, and it fit in the overhead bin with marginal room to spare, of course, but it did work out, and that was a beautiful thing. We'll go over a couple of things really quick that I love. I love this contact pad here and the new material on the base. It's extremely durable, and as you can see, this has been already used for 3 days, and the color still shows well, and all those contact pads are still in beautiful shape. One thing that I really want to note is the zipper in the top pack on this particular pack works really smoothly, and you can again feel it's a tight fit. You can tell there's not going to be any dust or weather penetration, which is awesome. The pack itself is rather large in depth. Again, Pro ICU and tons of space both this way and on top that allowed for jackets. I actually was able to fit not only my 15-inch MacBook Pro in the computer spot, but it's wide enough and deep enough with the ICU to stick my iPad to literally on the top of that ICU and still have tons of space on top of that. So I know what you're thinking. Well, gosh, it sounds like it's everything that you needed and more. Why would you even consider another pack? And that's a great question. Really what it comes down to is the bulkiness of a pack is critical to us because we're riding mountain bikes on extremely difficult terrain, following pro riders down a hill for photo shoots, and it doesn't leave a lot of room for air. We want something that fits really well to our body, and not that the Tilopa doesn't, but where we can shave and where we can slim down in terms of both weight and dimension, it's extremely helpful over a a week-long shoot in some of the remote areas that we shoot. So enter the Loka UL. Now, the Loka UL is, as soon as you pick it up, you can tell it's substantially lighter. The weight is tangible even without an ICU in it. It fits the Pro ICU. It doesn't have nearly the amount of space, and I'll show you that in a second, in this top portion of the main compartment. But it does still fit everything that we need while we're on our bikes. No, there isn't enough space for us to have, clothes for 3 days for us to carry on, but for us that wasn't as crucial. So I'm going to open this pack up and show you everything that I have in it, so you have an idea of just how much space and how much equipment you can fit in this, and how light the pack is. It's full now, and it's super easy to just throw on your back, loop over, and you're done. And it's the suspension system in the UL, although it's not as padded, it doesn't really need to be. It's a great fit, so it works out really well. We'll just open up the main pack here. I'll show you access to the ICU. Again, large ICU. You can see 1DX 70 to 200 attached. My trigger system, a 430 EX2 flash. This is where I would put my 5D Mark III with a 17 to 40, but that's what I'm filming with right now. So that's where that would fit. And then another space here for, this is where I was putting the charger for the 1DX, which is rather bulky, along with the cable system for that. So obviously you can see tons of great space there, and again, super easy access. The zipper, the YKK zippers are smooth and really easy to operate. We'll move over into the top main compartment here. This top pouch, for whatever reason, the zipper has been a little bit sticky for me. I'm not sure if maybe some dirt got in there the first day I went to use it, but nevertheless, all that aside, it still works really, really well. You can see flash tether, 5D Mark III battery charger, USB, and some other miscellaneous cables, along with body lens caps, all that, put into the top. And then there's a Velcro closure, or some people call it hook and loop closure on the top here. And then of course, obviously there's tons of additional space on top of that you can compress into that top pouch. When you open up the main compartment, this zipper, I feel like it's a little bit of a thicker zipper, makes it a little bit more durable, and it is a lot smoother to operate. Really my only pet peeve about this backpack is that little zipper issue. And quite frankly, if it becomes a long-term issue, I'm sure that F-Stop would have no issue with replacing the pack out. So let's dissect what I've got going on in the main compartment. You can see the top of the Pro ICU here. This is my laptop. You'll see it's in a CPS bag. And in addition to that, there's an external hard drive in here, along with the AC adapter as well. And the MacBook all in this little carry-on piece. And it slides in really well. We'll set that aside. That same spot is also where your bladder goes. So again, you couldn't do both. And whereas in the Tilopa, you probably would have that depth to be able to do both of them, I don't really feel like that depth's here for the Loka UL. But it's really a minor thing. Most people wouldn't take the risk, let alone have the additional weight of their laptop on trail while they're riding a bike around, leave it back at the hotel, leave it in your vehicle. You're not doing edits on the trail anyway. So we're going to zip this part up. The other really handy section that I love about this pack is this long main zipper right here. I've got my CF card wallet in it. However, I was able to fit a jacket in here and a first aid kit, a substantial first aid kit, as well as this is where I put the bladder when I was storing the MacBook in the bladder location. of course unfull. And then, you know, in addition to that, I really love the side straps here. Work really well for holding things in place. I think, you know, they mentioned something about, you know, potentially having skis on the side in some of these straps. I really feel like the Tilopa is more geared towards that. I don't know that I would, but I'm sure you probably could do that if you wanted to. We found it really handy for a monopod. We slipped the monopod into the pouch here and strapped the monopod underneath this, and that worked out really well. You have the same set of that on the other side here. The last thing I think I want to mention, and why we're going to use this as our main pack, is the weight. There's a substantial weight difference. And I think it's give or take less than 2 pounds in terms of like actual weight of the pack without an ICU or any gear in it. But you feel that, and I feel the bulkiness of the Tilopa while on the bike was somewhat prohibitive. And so the UL is going to be our choice. It's a fantastic pack. I think it comes at $249 US. Of course, that's without the ICU. However, just a really, really good value. And you can see, yeah, it's dirty, but I've already used it probably for, I'm going to say, a half dozen shoots now, and it works really well. Carries well on a plane, stores even better than the Tilopa on the overhead. And again, I was still able to have the iPad on the top of the main section on top of the ICU, so I could pull the iPad out quickly and, you know, do whatever I needed to do on the plane. I don't really know what else to say. If you guys have any questions, feel free to, you know, message me or comment, and make sure you follow us. We're at facebook.com/called2creation, CALLEDTOCREATION, as well as Instagram at called2creation. We don't do Twitter, sorry. And that's it. Our website is www.calledtocreation.com. You can email us at info@calledtocreation.com. We'd love to help you out with any questions you might have or concerns regarding your f-stop gear, or just bug us if you have questions, technical questions regarding photography work, gear selection outside of our f-stops. My wife, if you're curious, she uses a cashmere, which we'll probably do a review on that later, but nevertheless is essentially just a slightly smaller version of this pack right here, and will still fit the Pro ICU, which is awesome. So again, thanks so much. I appreciate your time. Hope you enjoyed the video. I really hope it was helpful, and make sure you visit F-Stop Gear.